Yo guys, welcome back to LeadFoot TV. You're going to need some tissues for this one, and I'm not talking happy tissues. So, time has come to switch up cars a little bit. I know I've been a bit all over the place with cars since I started the channel. It's mainly because when I bought the Mazda, I bought that to kind of fix it up and sell it. I bought that RX-8 that I had just as a little run around for a while, just to see if I liked it enough to keep it forever. But it was a bit too impractical to run every day. And so yeah, I I only have space for two cars really, and I have three at the moment. So I've got my Skyline, my Micra, and then I had the Mazda 3 MPS. The Mazda 3 has gone. I've swapped that for something else, but that's a different video. The Micra is I'm gonna unfortunately break it for parts because when my Skyline comes back, I just don't have anywhere to keep it. So um, yeah, the reason I'm breaking it for parts, I've kind of known about it for a while. I've just not said anything about it. Is the sills on both sides need welding, the cross member needs replacing, and it was always like a budget track car build that I just wanted to keep cheap and have fun in. And it's got to the point where if I want to keep it, it's going to cost me quite a fair bit of money. Um, so I've just decided while it's at that point, rather than me put money into the welding and stuff, and then get it all done and then just not have I won't have anywhere to keep it anyway, even when I've finished it. So I've just decided to get rid of it. So the reason I haven't sold it as a complete car is because it's just worthless as a complete car. It's maybe worth 600 quid at maximum if I can even find anyone that wants to buy a stripped out Micra. So I'm stripping it for parts because the parts are worth more than the car is. I've probably taken just over £1,000 in like selling parts off it at the moment. So and then the shell is going at the end of today. Um, the shell's going to a guy that is going to build a rally car out of it, basically. So it isn't going to go in the scrap pile, which I'm quite happy about because originally I was going to sell it to a banger racer. But yeah, this guy messaged me and said he wanted to like use the shell as a rally car, even if he just takes bits off it and makes a better shell out of the one that he's got now, or whether he uses that one, he's not totally sure yet. But either way, it's going to use. The engine is going to use, and all the parts of it have been sold to other people with Micras. So I'm not that. I don't feel that bad about breaking it as I first did, but yeah, I'll flip it around now and I'll show you what I've got to do today to get rid of it. So this is what it currently looks like. The only thing I've taken off so far is the wing that went pretty much straight away. Yeah, and then so today I've got to get the wheels off, the braces off, the seats and induction kit, just all the mods really. So I'm going to start taking like the lights out, the seats, and then Luke is going to come and help me take all the suspension off. Somebody's coming to get the wheels today, so yeah, I'm just going to start stripping it all down. Then Luke's coming down in a couple of hours to give me a hand with getting the suspension off. So yeah, I'm just going to crack on with it now and take it all apart. So Luke came down and gave me a hand with pulling everything apart. We've taken the coilovers off, left the panhard bar on in case the guy that wants the shell wants it. If not, I'll drop it off. Yeah, seats and everything are out. The guy with that wanted the shell wanted the short shifter and the wheel, so they're staying in. But yeah, everything's off it. Not a lot left to it now, to be honest. Well, there wasn't a lot to it in the first place, was it? It didn't take us very long. It's taken us like an hour or two to strip it down. So yeah, taking everything off. All the wheels are off. But yeah, that's the end of the Micra. It's an awesome car, wasn't it? Like good fun on track, but it's just like
Cheap bit of fun, but it started getting serious.
yeah, it was getting to the point where it was costing money. So yeah, not sure what'll happen next, but yeah, that is the end of the Micra. So we just got to wait for the guy to come and get the shell
Close
later.
that door.
Yeah, so we're just waiting for the guy to come and pick the shell up. I think he wants to lift the car onto the trailer like by hand, which is going to be a fucking nightmare because it's still quite heavy even though it's got a lot of weight out of it. But we'll see what happens when he gets here. Hopefully he brings some fucking people with him. Yeah, it's Luke will stand there recording it while we're all lifting it on. But yeah, that's it. That's the end for now. I've taken everything off. Everything needs shipping out. I've sold pretty much everything already. But yeah. Yo guys, so it's the next day. The Micra is gone. I didn't film any of us taking it, of the guy taking it away, basically because what happened, he turned up about 7 o'clock-ish with 2 people, so him and one other guy, expecting to be able to just lift it off the axle stands by hand and put it onto the back of a trailer. I told him on the phone that he was being seriously optimistic, but he didn't listen to me. So he got here, he could barely even like shuffle it round on the axle stands. So I ended up having to put all the suspension back on it that I'd spent most of the morning taking off, so that we could get it back on its wheels, drive it onto the trailer, take all the suspension back off it. Which was a pain in the ass. I didn't really want to have to do that, and by the time I'd finished it was pitch black, so there was no point in filming anything. So yeah, anyway, the Micra is gone. The guy that's took it, he was a really nice guy actually, and he doesn't live far from me. He lives maybe 10 minutes away from my house, and he is planning on saving it somehow. He was toying with the idea of turning it into a pickup truck. I personally have never been that keen on Micra pickup trucks, but each to their own. I know a lot of people out there love them, but it sounds like he's going to do a really good job of it. He has a shell already, and I think he was buying mine for spares, but now he's seen mine, he likes the colour of mine more, and I think he wants to try and save that shell, because the shell he's got now is a facelift one, and I think he prefers a pre-facelift, and he likes the colour of mine, so he might be trying to save mine, in which case if he does, I will keep in contact with him, and I'll try and do like an update video on it once he's got made some progression on it. But yeah, hopefully he saves the shell. He might not do, but either way it's going to use. So yeah, that's the Micra gone. The reason I got rid of the Micra, so I'll explain in a bit more detail, is basically I have 2 spaces. I have a parking space on the street outside my house, and I have my garage. I bought the Micra as a fun little track car, basically to just hoon around in while my Skyline was getting built. And my Skyline is making quite a bit of progression at the moment. It's getting to the point where it's nearly going back to, it's pretty much started going back together. And yeah, and I want to put the Skyline in the garage, in which case the only other space I have is outside my house, so I really need a daily driver, and I can't daily drive a stripped out Nissan Micra, although I have done for like 6 months before, and I was delivering Chinese in it for like 6 months as well with no interior. But yeah, anyway, the Micra just had to go really. I could, as much as I wanted to keep it, it is 100% been one of them, probably the best car I've ever owned, apart from maybe my Honda Prelude. I did love my Honda Preludes, so yeah, it's been an awesome car. But it just meant that I had to get a more practical, sensible car, which is what I'm in at the moment. I could have kept the Mazda, so if you watch the channel, I had a Mazda 3 MPS, and it was a great car. It was really capable. There was nothing wrong with it. I just didn't ever really have a connection with it. I personally, I know a lot of people hate me for this, just think they look a bit bland. And every time I've driven a front wheel drive turbo car, there's just been something about it I've never really bonded with. Like, there's a lot of front wheel drive turbo cars that are very capable and very, like, really nice, but they're just, there's just something, they lack a bit of character. if I'm being totally honest. Like, I'm not saying all turbo cars are like that. There's a lot of turbo cars that I do like Subarus and Skylines, Evos, things like that. I think they work, but yeah, there's just something about front wheel drive turbo cars that just never really clicked with me. And I know everybody's different. I'm not saying that they're rubbish. It's just like everybody has their own thing, don't they? So yeah, I wanted to sell the Mazda because I just never really bonded with it. It was a great car. I really underestimated it when I got it as well. It was so much quicker than I expected it to be. It handled a lot better than I thought it would, but yeah, there was just that emotional attachment missing from it. So I have swapped the Mazda for this. As you can probably tell, it's a Honda. I'm not going to go into too much detail in this video. I will do a proper reveal video in as my next video. I wanted to film it today, but it's absolutely peeing it down outside, so I'm gonna have to wait a few days until it's dry so that I can do a proper video on this car. But yeah, at the moment I'm down to this car, and my Skyline's still at the body shop, but I'm hoping in a month or two it will be back, so I can start doing some more content on the Skyline once it's back. And yeah, and then this will become probably my main project. The idea behind this is I'm not going to turn it into a full track car like I did last time, because obviously I need to be able to drive it every day. So it'll be a bit of both. It'll be semi-track focused, so it'll just be a daily driver that I can take on track days. I'll have a bit more power in this so that I can go onto some bigger tracks. When I was in the Micra, I kind of just stuck to Three Sisters, because that's all really the Micra was good for, was at small little go-kart tracks. I think if I'd gone onto bigger tracks in the Micra, it would have just been well outpaced on the straights by anything. So I'll be able to go do some more tracks. I'm hoping to do like Alton Park, and I'd like to, well, go back to Three Sisters in this. I'd like to go and try and Teesside out as well. Yeah, and then maybe like get on track at some car shows next year, like go do Silverstone and stuff like that. So and then I really want to get back to the Nürburgring. So yeah, that's where I'm at. That's why I got rid of the Micra. I'm sorry to a lot of people, because I know a lot of people are really disappointed that I got rid of it. I got quite a lot of messages when I started saying that I was going to break it, and like, well, not even quite a lot, a ridiculous amount of messages from people wanting parts, people saying that they were gutted I was getting rid of it, which means a lot, because, well, like, the car obviously meant something to some people, so which is like really flattering, because it was just a Micra at the end of the day. But yeah, it was cool that I got so many messages. I spent the first 2 days of me putting it up for break and just replying to messages. I was pretty much doing nothing but replying to messages. My girlfriend was getting really annoyed with me because I was constantly on my phone. But yeah, it was awesome to see the support that I got for the Micra. The car that I've got now is a bit of a Marmite car. I know a lot of people don't like them, but to be honest, I was on the verge of being those people that didn't really like them until I drove one, and it totally transformed my opinion on the car. So hopefully I can kind of sway some people over, but we'll see. But yeah, thanks for watching, and thanks to everybody that supported like the Micra build, because yeah, it was like unbelievable amount of support, and people just seem to love it, which was awesome. Like, just the love you get for such a simple, slow but different car. Yeah, and it was just awesome to see the support that I got for that car, and hopefully I can build that kind of support with the builds that I do in the future as well. But yeah, I will reveal this car properly in my next video. But for now, peace out, and thanks for watching. Yeah, and thanks everyone for the support. We're nearly at 2,000 subs now, which is awesome. But yeah, catch you next video.